And you was talking about, you said we was about to reference a book. If you could give a book, a recommendation for a book. I know which book you about to say because I caught it as you were saying it. But what would you give one book recommendation to any guy, any player, guy or girl that wants to play like the game professionally? Like what book would you give to them?
I, I would just say it's a book called The Four Agreements, which me and you have both read, and like when we have our talks together, we reference that book several times at every single conversation. You know what I mean?
Listen,
And
uh,
it's a super easy read. That's why I highly recommend it as well. It's short, sweet, to the point. Um, it's four chapters. It's four agreements, and basically, if you apply uh, those I would say teachings and really practice it every day. The key word practice it because one people don't understand. Like you can read a book, but if you don't digest it fully or practice what you just learned, then what's the point of reading the book?
right.
You know what I mean? So I would say highly recommend the Four Agreements, and then the rookie I just talked about. I put him on that book, and he felt like it profoundly changed his life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Oh, that's good.
uh, not to spoil the book, but the Four Agreements
Are you interested in playing overseas basketball one day? I wish someone would have told me 1 year after college I would receive my first pro gig. I wish someone would have told me that having an agent does not guarantee that you will get hired. I wish someone would have told me being cut from a team because after 10 years in this game, everyone gets cut from a team. Now, after traveling from over 17 different countries and winning up to 7 championships in my pro career, I've put together the 6 most important traits any player needs before starting their career. So go ahead and grab that ebook and get all the information you need today to start your career. Now you can't say no one didn't let you know. So go ahead, grab that ebook and get started so you can become the pro one day. Let's go.
you know, be impeccable with your word. Uh,
Yeah,
don't
you
take
should take
anything
that.
personal.
You should listen more to that one.
Don't, which one? Don't take anything personal.
Be impeccable with your words.
You too, my boy. You too. Wait till we get off the phone, my boy. Uh, don't make assumptions and always do your best. And like when I read that book, I just felt like that's an amazing book because it's so thorough and detailed and how it breaks down every agreement. And I want to say it's common sense because
It's not common
things
sense.
that I'm about to say it's not common sense. But when you read that book, you be like, wow, that would make my life a lot easier, and it would help out with just the mental toughness of life. You know what I mean? Like dealing with certain people or dealing with certain situations because the fact of the matter is tough times don't last, tough people do.
Mm.
But it's how you got it's got to how you live your life as well. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like I said I don't want to drop too many spoilers about it because I want to encourage people to read it. But I would say it's had a profound impact in my life. I read it in 2022. That was one of my goals was to read 3 books in 2022, and my goal for 2024 is to read 4 books. So that was one of my favorites, just because, like I said, it broke it down so clearly. And I'm the type to do stuff like repeatedly, day by day, because as you know, with a content creator, you gotta be consistent with things,
Right.
and you gotta practice certain things. Like you really can't, in order to grow, you can't let up, and that's like a metaphor for life. Like if you want to become a better person, a more at peace person, a mentally stronger person, you got to practice and you got to do repetitions of positive things over and over and over and over.
That Four Agreements book is definitely a must-read book for all athletes. And you do once you read it, it's like a day by day thing, for sure.
Yo, my bad, bro.
It's all good. I'm about to say he was over here dropping some good gems and just cut out.
But yeah, no, that's all I say, man. I recommend that book to every hooper, man.
Nah, I was just piggybacking on what you're saying. Like, nah, that's definitely a good book. You put me on that one, and it's just like you really realize that you live by it. Because every time something happens, you be like, don't take it personal. Or every time you go, like, you in the game and you don't play your best, you be like, bro, as long as you did the best you can do. You know what I mean? You start really living those principles, and then you realize it starts shaping your life differently because you start thinking different because those four like agreements basically they basically dictate every part of your life in some way form. In every instance of your life, you can find some
Yeah.
way where you can use those four agreements. So whoever wrote that, I didn't look up the author, but he really knew what he was talking about in that book. So that's a good one. I
I
got a
think his
quote.
name is Don Miguel Ruiz, if I'm not mistaken, but I think his name Don Miguel Ruiz.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.